Yo, what's good, party people in the place to be? I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to Knicks Freestyle. Welcome. Just doing the welcome out there, man. I'm excited to be here with y'all rocking. You know how that go. Free Keith and GI soon come. What's good? What's good? It's good to see y'all. Allah Wise, what's good? Elmatics, what's good? So we got a few topics that we wanted to talk to y'all about, chop it up with y'all about. Right? For one, is the media unfairly judging the Knicks roster after last year's performance? That is one question that I'm posing to the chat and the Knicks stratosphere. And second question is, are Knicks fans overhyping their young talent again? And can this roster make a serious playoff push? We're going to address those today. Okay? We're going to address those. I have playback coming in. Let me see. Got some playback coming in. I need to. Bim. There it is. 19 comment NYC 84 is in the building. Raphael, what's good? G-Man is in the building.
What's good? What's good?
You
what's
are not
good?
Free Keith or the Ghetto Intellect.
I am not, but I am G-Man for life, a.k.a. Sergeant Nick. And know this. When the bat signal goes up, I will answer the call, my brother.
Bim. There we go. You ready for the takeover? I feel like the takeover.
Listen, I'm like this. I'm like, so if you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, right? If you squint real hard, right, and turn your head slightly to the left, I may look like Free Keith to you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I may look like Free Keith for you. And this is not what they want. They don't want G-Man on their platform, but guess what? It's Wednesday night. It's 7:30, and guess who's here? Uncle Freezy. G-Man. Hey, it's about to be on and popping. So I'm taking over the script right now.
I feel like the takeover.
It's going to be the takeover. This is what I want. I want Free Keith and G.I. to feel like how I felt when G.I. was on the Pod Couple. I get it now. I get it. Freezy, I get it. I'm feeling. I got a whole new energy right now. I'm telling you.
Me too. My energy is all the way up.
All the way up.
If you squint real hard, I look just like the Ghetto Intellect.
Well, look, only thing you're missing is the bow tie. The only thing you're missing is the bow tie, brother. I'm telling you.
Bam. And if you squint real hard, this might be a bow tie.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we about to be all the way up. I'm telling you right now, it's about to be on and popping. I got my sippy cup, that North Carolina sippy cup. Boy, look at here. It's all good.
I have a North Carolina colored hat.
You do?
Oh,
the North Carolina scheme is in a full effect tonight. Boy, look at here. Look at here. Back of road. You don't understand. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand. Knicks Freestyle in full effect. I am not Free Keith or G.I., but I am your man, Sergeant Knicks, a.k.a. G-Man for life. And we about to get it in. Me and my man, Uncle Freezy, we about to put it down. For sure.
I may or may not have sent them on a wild goose chase so we can do the takeover. I may not have sent them on a wild goose chase so that we could do the takeover.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. That is what's up.
Right. So I have some topics. I have some topics here.
Okay. All right.
I have some topics here, and so I'm just gonna read through one more time. So So, question number one is the media unfairly judging the Knicks roster after last year's performance?
Mm-hmm.
Are Knicks fans overhyping their young talent? Again, can this roster make a serious playoff push? What I'd like to do is start with, are Knicks fans overhyping their young talent?
Yes.
Again.
Yes. Yes. That's easy. Freezy, you're throwing softballs up at me right now, brother. What's going on? For real? Yes. That's an easy question. Yes. Because what you're basing that okay, so let's solidify first of all, when you talk about young talent, who are we necessarily carving out of here? Are we talking RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, quickly, or are we talking about the rookies that we just signed?
I just happen to have
I know you do. I know you do.
a list of the Knicks young players.
I know you do.
I just happen to be prepared with that.
So I would expect nothing less. Nothing less. I'm just saying.
So I just want to share this with everybody. I just happen to have a list here.
It just so happen to have a list in his back pocket just pop up when I asked that question. How you know I was going to ask that question, Freezy?
Preparedness and readiness.
I got you. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we're talking about young players, let's be specific, right? We're talking about you can read the list, but just for those of you that may be driving right now and you can't see the screen, I'm gonna go ahead and read them out for you. We're talking about one Kevin Knox, one Mitchell Robinson, one RJ Barrett, one Mr. Obadiah Toppin, one Mr. Emmanuel Quickly, one Mr. Quentin Grimes, one Miles McBride, one Rokas. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name, but
Jokovitis.
There you go. Jokovitis. That sounds like a disease for real. Jericho Sims and Amar Sims and the MJ Walker. So out of that roster that we're talking about right now, I would say that there are a few players on this roster that have that NBA swag. We'll call it swag, right?
Right.
But at the same time, nobody on this list jumps out at me as saying, I'm going to be that next guy right now. Okay. We have hopes and dreams and aspirations of what they could be, but no one on this list right now jumps out and says, I'm going to be that next guy. Now, having said that, I will preface this statement by saying this. There's a couple of people on this list that if they don't elevate their game this season, we're going to be scratching our heads talking about what happened and why we're not there. The key person on this roster is the third one down from the top. Yep. Let's start there with one Mr. RJ Barrett, right? If RJ Barrett does not have a breakout season this year, how many Knicks fans are going to be coming for his skull? Day one.
I think they're coming after Tibbs' skull first.
Well, yeah, that too. I agree with that.
Right, because I'm gonna say this. So I did advanced analytics on RJ, and RJ projects to be a Jason Tatum type player,
right?
Based on the very small sample size that he's put up.
Okay,
the very small sample size that he put up. But second year Jason Tatum and those type players also had very small sample sizes, meaning 1 to 2 years.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Right. So and when I say a Jason Tatum style, what I mean is the jump in production from year 2 to year 3 that makes him a bona fide NBA player.
Right.
Meaning he is something to deal with. Right.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree.
Something to deal with. Right. Now, now is that all NBA? Is that league MVP type play? No. What it's saying is the Knicks got them one. The Knicks have a player in RJ Barrett.
Agree.
And so unlike other fan bases, when we hear clearly thought out and measured narratives, we go from one extreme to another.
0 to 100.
Uncle Freezy said RJ Barrett's gonna be Jason Tatum.
0 to 100, real quick.
To 100. To 100.
For sure.
But the thing is, we just want to deal with facts and numbers and minimize speculation,
right?
And conjecture. You know what I'm saying? We want to minimize that when we have these conversations, especially in the off season, because there's no way we can prove this stuff in the off season. All we can go by is historical, history, data.
Right.
During the season, we can speculate, and then there may be a game tonight, and then we can watch it play out in real time.
Right.
Right. So that's the difference. Right.
Facts.
But RJ Barrett is clearly on a path to being something special.
Yep. I agree.
And if you look at how Tibbs and the organization wants to bring RJ Barrett along, I believe RJ will be more of a two-way player than the people that he's compared to, Zach LaVine's, Bradley Beal's, Jason Tatum's, Devin Booker's, Donovan Mitchell's. So because RJ is on path to be not forced, but groomed.
You said it right. You said it right. You said it right. Forced.
Yeah,
you said it right. Forced.
To be an elite two-way player.
Yeah.
That's what the Knicks want him to be. An elite two-way player. Kind of in that mold of a Jimmy Butler, but with better scoring and maybe better defense. So
I would not disagree with anything that you said. I would add to that take as saying that as Knicks fans, I think that we have an expectation as to where RJ Barrett should be in his career path to date, right? I think that for the most part, if you ask a Knicks fan, just a casual Knicks fan, I'm not talking about anyone that has followed the game for years and years and years and has these outstanding takes that with analytics and things like that. Just a casual Knicks fan, someone that turns the TV on when the Knicks are playing and they watch an RJ Barrett playing and then they look and they say, well, I have an expectation for RJ Barrett to be able to do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Look, yeah. I ain't gonna tell you what I just got in my phone.
I saw it.
But I think on the realness in what you just said is this: there's going to be an aspect of what RJ produces based on who's on the roster and what the scheme for the offense is going to be. And that's going to dictate kind of how RJ kind of shows out or doesn't show out. And if he doesn't live up to those expectations, then you can't go at his throat right away. You got to observe, what's going on around him, right? So if I'm at work and I have these great ideas of what the next best product is going to be, but my boss stifles me and says, "Okay, I hear what you're saying. Go sit down over there in the corner and color between the lines and be quiet." Then that's what I got to do. Right. So we just got to take it in small sample sizes. But I believe that this year, regardless of what goes on, if RJ does not take that next step, and who is to say what the next step is, Freezy? So my next step for RJ Barrett could be totally different than what your next step is. Right.
Right.
So who's to say what the next step is? But we need for RJ Barrett to elevate his game, regardless of what goes on. He has to perform better this year than he did last year. He has to be able to take those reins. What we should be talking, if we're not talking about this throughout the season this year, if not every time, again, my wife tells me not to use absolutes, right? When you say every time and always, I can't do that. I won't do that. If we are not, if the conversation is not dominated by an RJ Barrett conversation for the most part of the season, something has gone horribly wrong. We have gone off the rails at this point,
right?
Because we know who we think we know what Julius Randle is right now based on his performance in last season, right? But what we need to see this year is we need to see an RJ Barrett take that next step. We all gauge that step different, but a step needs to be taken in order for people to take things serious. Because I'm telling you right now, Freezy, what's the date? I ain't even got let me pull my phone. The 15th of September, 20
is a day I remember.
Is it that? It's the day my daddy died. Boy, look here. Stop playing with me. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you heard it here first. If RJ Barrett can make that move, I'm telling you right now, on the 15th of September, what we'll be talking about here in the very near future, and this is real talk. We'll be talking about how did we get Zion Williams? How did that happen?
Well,
how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? What transpired to Zion saying that he's now signed to the New York Knicks,
right,
with OJ Barrett,
right?
And people gonna be scratching their head. So I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, when it happens, y'all gonna be like, "How this happened?" But what I want you to do, I want you to go back in your archives, right? So just like I got crates of records in my garage right now, albums, vinyl. You know what I'm saying, Freezy? Vinyl. Yep. I'm telling you, I used to be a DJ, so I got when I tell you crates, I'm talking about crates on crates on crates. I got crates, brother. So when I go back, when I get nostalgic, and I had to go and find. This is the crazy part right here. I had to go out and find a turntable that actually played vinyl. They don't sell those things willy-nilly. You got to go look for them.
Man, you got to go look for them. Nowadays, everything is digital.
Yes.
Nowadays, DJ sets are digital, man. Where you can
a laptop
play music from your or
But I'm gonna tell you something.
Shout out to all the DJs out there too, by the way.
No doubt. Shout out to all the DJs. But I'm gonna tell you something. There's nothing like putting a needle on a record and hearing that.
Yeah.
Until you hear that first bar on that record. Oh my God! Stop playing with me right now. Stop playing. But I'm not gonna get off topic. I'm gonna tell you this right here. Right. RJ's performance this year is gonna be predicated on the people that are around him and what they allow him to do. Right. So I believe in my heart of hearts, and I'm not in practice. I don't see what they got going on in practice, but I believe those guys are going to push RJ to be that guy that we expect for him to be. And, I fully expect for him to take that next step, whatever that step is and how people tend to measure it. I see him taking that step for sure.
Right. Yeah. And so the thing with RJ is I'm with you on the RJ Barrett thing. But the thing is when you go down that road, you don't know what people will develop into. Right, because they don't know what things they will be good at until they try them enough times to get good at them.
Facts. Yeah.
So we don't know if RJ Barrett will become an elite defender yet. We know he's got a dog in him that he hates to lose.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't know for sure if he's going to be that. Shot Legacy was good. Jeremy Maynard was good. I see y'all. Allah Wise, Jay Singh, Gregory Castillo was good. Andrew College, what's happening? Sherwin M, I see you. I don't know what RJ Barrett will become. What I do know is that he did something impressive in one of his 2 seasons. And that is he went from 30% from 3 to 40% from 3. Right. All right. Here's the thing. Here's where I want RJ Barrett to take his next step. Right. All the other stuff. Okay, that's groovy. Whatever. That's groovy. I want RJ Barrett to step up his free throw game.
Interesting.
Go from 70 whatever percent to 80 something percent.
Interesting. You should say that.
And if he does that, then RJ Barrett, based on same production, same shots, all that stuff, it will be a 20, 21 point per game scorer with all the other things that he gave you. Also, I want RJ Barrett to get his passing nerve up. When you see it, RJ Barrett, when you see the play open, man, be confident enough to throw the pass. Because last year you weren't confident to throw these passes to dudes that you thought would fumble the ball like Dave Meggett, right?
Freezy, say that again.
Yeah, man.
But look, that's impactful. What you just said right now is very impactful. I'm telling you.
Right. Yo, John Talento was in the building. Jeremy Maynard was happening. Naruto Goku was good.
Salute.
Yo, so my thing is I want RJ Barrett to trust his film study. Right? When he dribbles towards the corner and the weak side defender steps up,
right?
The corner guy is supposed to do one or two things: cut to the basket or stay in the corner. You got to trust that now.
Facts.
Right? You got to trust that. You got to be like, hey man, listen. When it's Knox, I know Knox is going to stay in the corner for 3. When it's Rose, I know Derrick Rose is cutting baseline because of their preferences. You know what I'm saying? Knox likes that wide open corner 3. Derrick Rose, not necessarily the 3-point volume shooter. You know what I'm saying? That Knox could be. Derrick Rose is going to take that ball and cut to the basket. Right? Trust that. Don't look at it and try to figure out what they're going to do. You should know these guys by now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and my third thing with RJ Barrett, right? My third thing with RJ Barrett is this. When you go to the lane, RJ, don't be explosive horizontally, be explosive vertically.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so RJ, and with that, what I'm saying to RJ is everybody's not going to have a 40-inch vertical. That's not what I'm saying.
That's right.
But if you got a 35-inch vertical, use it and be erect, be big when you go to the basket. Instead of little, like RJ thing is look lean in, trying to get the angle off the glass. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Yes,
you know,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So what I want to do is Jet Life for Life was good. So what I want to do is RJ, hey man, you 6'7", 215, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be 6'7", 215 when you go to the basket. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, make
like instead of going to the basket trying to be Ginobili, who Ginobili at 6'6" kind of got small so he can get angles.
Mm-hmm.
It took Ginobili years to get that down.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
The Euro. It took Ginobili years to get the Euro down. Right?
Yeah.
RJ, you could be a mix and a combination of both. You could do both, but listen. But the thing is you got to start incorporating some of that God-given talent that God gave you.
Yeah. Yes. Facts.
Right? Because you don't have Ginobili. You're bigger than Ginobili.
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
More athleticism.
Yeah. And so Jeremy Maynard said, right, go in with hostile intention to dunk. And yeah, just like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the feel with RJ was if he go in hostile like that, he may get fouled and have to go to the line.
Right.
Well, if you shoot 80% from the free throw line, that's what you want.
Well,
that's
you know
what?
So
that's what I'm saying. So basically what it is, G-Man, what I'm saying is RJ be more of a playmaker. Make plays at the basket. You know what I'm saying? You attack the basket and they collapse on you. Make sure you recognize your guys that are open.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And
don't be afraid to throw the lob. Alton Lee, what's good?
And I think holistically, that's what we're looking for when we talk about that next step up, increasing that basketball IQ, increasing your aggressiveness to your point as going to the basket. Don't be afraid, to dip, put your toe in the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In that aspect. Right. But something you said that struck me as very impactful as well, and it goes along with that basketball IQ is knowing that as you drive and people start to collect that the defense starts to collapse on you, you see where the open man is, right, and you get your other teammates involved. So then we get back to team basketball. But when we talk about RJ Barrett taking that next step, being that guy, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that we want him to go from scoring, 25 points a game to 35 points a game. But if you can continue to do what you do and become that focal point and involve the rest of your teammates, that speaks volumes for what you can do for the team at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for.
Right. And so RJ gets unfairly compared to a bunch of guys. So he gets unfairly compared to Anthony Edwards. Yeah. He gets unfairly compared to Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine's, Devin Booker's. You know what I'm saying? His game is different than all those guys completely. Like RJ Barrett is a bully ball guard, right? He's not a superior athlete like Anthony Edwards. So his niche, what he does, is going to be different from what other people do.
Right.
And we should be, you know what I'm saying, we should understand that. But let me say this, and then we can move on from RJ and touch on the other guys on the list, and then the other topics.
Mm-hmm.
Even if RJ Barrett doesn't take a step up statistically, but becomes more efficient, he still took a step forward.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he scores the same amount of points on less shots, more efficiency, it's still a step forward.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Yeah. I'm good with
that. So let me ask you about the guy underneath RJ Barrett on this list, Obi Toppin.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about Obi.
I do. As well as you know how I feel.
Right. And yeah, y'all know how I feel about Obi. You know what I'm saying? And I guess we're bouncing around on a list, but I guess we'll go with the the players with the most to talk about to the players with the least to talk about. So we'll talk about Obi.
Right.
My belief is that Obi Toppin can be Shawn Kemp.
Young Shawn Kemp.
Yes, young Shawn Kemp.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you know Shawn Kemp is not a 20-point per game scorer.
I know this.
You know Shawn Kemp is not a 10, 11, 12 rebounds per game guy.
I know this as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Shawn Kemp's name was made on how he scored and not how many he scored.
That's a fact. Efficiency. Okay. Shawn Kemp was one of those guys that you rate his performance before he became Shawn Clump. Shawn Kemp was rated about the efficiency, how efficient he was with the basketball when he was in the game, and how impactful he was doing what he did in his younger days.
Right. Because for Shawn Kemp's career. Right, Shawn Kemp's career. Listen, everybody, before we go crazy and haywire.
They own one right now, Free.
Okay. Well, before y'all go crazy, Shawn Kemp for his career averaged 14.5 points and 8.5 rebounds a game. G-Man, 14.5 points, 8.5 rebounds a game.
I'm with you. But I think that people tend to form their own narratives on players and when they were at the highest or when they were at the lowest, and that's how they kind of look at people. But I'm with you with what you said, what you talked about right now.
Think about one. People look at Shawn Kemp for the one season. Where's that one season at? What's the one season he had? Shawn Kemp had the 1996 season. Is the one I think Shawn Kemp. Okay, so Shawn Kemp I'm wrong. Shawn Kemp is a double-digit rebounder. So I'm wrong on saying that. It just didn't seem like it. But Shawn Kemp had 6 seasons of double-digit rebounds. So I was absolutely wrong on that.
How long? 6 seasons?
6 seasons of double-digit. Yeah, 6 seasons of double-digit rebounds. Right, but in his second season, he averaged 15 points and 8 rebounds. Right? But his first season, his age 20 season, Sean Kemp averaged 6.5 points and 4 rebounds. So it's similar to what Obi did in his first year. 6 points, 4 rebounds. Obi was 4 points, 2 rebounds.
Right. I'm with you there.
Right. So Julian Blum.
In the building, salute.
Yeah, man. Hey, so the thing I want people to realize is Sean Kemp had a climb towards greatness, right?
Yep.
He had a climb towards greatness.
Facts.
But if you remember Sean Kemp, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you remember Sean Kemp really came into his own after the Sonics drafted Gary Payton.
Yes, this is true.
Right?
True statement. Fact. That's a fact.
And Nate McMillan was a combo guard, but he was not the playmaker that you would like to have at point guard. But then they drafted Gary Payton, and the sky was the limit after that.
That changed everything after that. You 100% correct. 100%
correct. So just want people to keep that in mind, and to be honest with you, the Knicks may have drafted the point guard that's going to be the complement to
Gary Payton,
Obi Toppin,
and being one Deuce McBride.
He may be, but you don't know yet.
You're right. You're right. And I had that feeling when I watched him play in the summer league. Again, we talking summer league, so we're not talking NBA talent or anything like that. But right. I agree that we never know where that chemistry comes into play. Right. We see people come, we see players come, we see players go. We have an idea of what these players are supposed to produce in our aspect of how the team is supposed to progress, right? But when you talk about grooming and growing a team, that doesn't happen overnight. That's right. Over years, right? But I believe in what you say, and I had the same thought when I watched him play. I'm like, okay, well, Obi started coming to his own once we brought a Derrick Rose onto that second squad. And he was able to, let the guys run and actually get out there and show, what you could actually do. Because, at point guard, we didn't have that before we got Rose. It was a half court game, come down court, bring the ball over half court, everybody go set up, and then, we'll pass the ball around and hope somebody gets a shot. But when you bring a Rose in, Rose is running the floor. He allows quickly to run the floor, and then Obi actually gets some looks. So you're actually able to, capitalize off the athleticism.
Right.
So when you talk about a Deuce McBride with the same mentality, and you couple that with an R.J. Barrett that we just talked about taking that next step, with a Julius Randle, a Mitch, and then depending on how the roster is shaking up, you pair Obi with a Obi. I'm sorry. You package a McBride with an Obi, and then a Jericho Sims. For you to stop playing with me right now.
Right.
Stop playing with me right now.
And so the thing is, you remember when I said, the Knicks fans' classic reaction, like you hear, like you put out like the information, and the first thing a Knicks fan will do is take it from one extreme to the other.
0 to 100.
Right. So the thing is this. I understand that Obi Toppin is not prime Sean Kemp.
That's right. Yeah.
So what I compared was first year Sean Kemp to first year Obi.
Right.
And Obi can take that climb like Sean Kemp took by getting better every year.
That's right.
As at power forward, right?
Yep.
So So the thing is, what I'm saying to Knicks fans is, our guys have talent. We have young, talented guys, right? We indeed have young, talented guys that need to find their way.
That's a fact.
And the reason why I bring up names, like the reason why I compared the RJ Barretts to Zach LaVine, is because these guys and others, Jason Tatum's, is because where they are, they had the time to develop into somebody. Knicks fans don't give their young talent to develop into nobody.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You don't give Knicks fans, we like to eat our young.
Yep.
Because if dudes don't come in and make them feel good right away. See, that's the thing with fan bases, right? The Knicks fan base, we like to feel good. Other fan bases want to win championships.
That's right. That's right. Say that again, because that's impactful too.
Right.
Say that again.
We do. We want to be good. Yeah, like Real King says, stop with the Tatum comparisons. It's disrespectful. I just happen to have something for you, Real King. Real King, I have something for you.
Oh, here we go.
Stop with the Tatum comparisons, huh? I have something on deck for Knicks fans, just like Real King.
Here we go. Here we go.
Don't run, Real King. Don't run either. Don't you run. Be like, hey, I got some. I gotta go cook something. No, don't you do it.
I gotta go get some out of the oven.
Right? Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Uncle Freezy, I got something in the microwave. I'll be back. Nah, man.
Oh, my pot's boiling over.
Yeah. Where is it?
On and popping. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. So while Freezy's pulling this up, right? So as you can see right now, Freezy is not GI, and I am not Freaky, and this is freestyle. This is what we're doing right now, right? And Freezy, this chef feeling real comfortable on Knicks Freestyle right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving this position right now. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, if you tilt your head slightly to the left and squint your eyes just a little bit, I may look like Free Keith to you. I'm saying Free Keith ain't got this kind of chair. You know what I'm saying? He don't have this. I may have to ship him one. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right now, I like this position, Freeze. I can get used to this right here. I can get used to doing the show on Wednesday and prelude to doing the pod couple on Thursday. I can get used to this. You know what I'm saying? I like this feel.
Right.
I like how this feel.
No doubt. I have something that I want to share. And Duke and Sharon is like, no, Uncle Freezy, stop pulling this out, man. Why you always whip this thing out?
Here we go.
So the thing is they say, man, stop comparing RJ to all these guys and blah, 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 right? But I have something that I want to share with y'all. This is what we call data. Right? And if you see age 19 seasons for some of the stars around the league, right? RJ Barrett played just about as many. Look, let's compare him. Let's compare him to Bradley Beal, right? Since they're like right there in the same. Bradley Beal played more minutes, scored less points, grabbed less rebounds, gave out less assists. Their field goal percentage was about the same, 40.2 and 41. Right. Yep. Bradley Beal was a better 3-point shooter in his rookie season, and his free throw percentage was better. Yep. What that tells me is that Bradley Beal was a less efficient player at his age 19 season. But who is Bradley Beal today? Who is Bradley Beal today? right? Because if you could project who RJ Barrett is in a few seasons, then I'm okay, right? Right? See, as Knicks fans, what we do is our guy can never be as good as such and such.
Facts.
But the numbers say if you be patient with with our kids, yes, they can.
Yep, that's a fact. But
if you are patient with our players, see,
so
look at year G-Man. Look at year two. Look at year two of Bradley Beal and RJ Barrett. About the same amount of games.
Yep.
About the same amount of minutes.
Yep.
About the same amount of points.
Yep.
Right.
He's growing.
Right.
He's going to his role.
RJ Barrett was more efficient from the floor.
Yep.
Shot about the same from three, and he increased his free throw percentage.
Yep. Facts.
Right.
Facts. And go back and look at the person that we kind of compared him to in the first season. Then his field goal percentage is better than a Bradley Beal. His 3-point percentage is on par with a Bradley Beal, and he's slightly behind in his free throw percentage.
Right. But Bradley Beal came into the league as a shooter.
Right. That's a fact. And RJ did not. That's a fact. That is a fact.
So those are the things I'm talking about, man. Let's chill on the RJ Barrett can't be such and such. Don't compare RJ Barrett to such and such. When you do the comparisons, RJ Barrett's numbers stack up to anybody. But onto Obi. Onto Obi though. So Sean Kemp averaged 6 and 4 in his rookie season, right? I mean, I'm sorry, Sean Kemp averaged 6 and 4. Obi averaged 4 and 2. Right?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is sometimes it takes a big man some time to get going.
Facts. That's a fact.
Especially. Okay. So I'm trying to move on, and then I saw.
You read the chat. I know you read the chat.
Bradley Beal can create for others, and him and RJ stats are similar.
Don't take the bait.
Yeah. Sherman got me.
Don't take the bait.
You got me, bro. You got me. You got me. That Bradley Beal can create for teammates, and him and RJ Barrett's assist totals are similar. Yeah. And during that time, or let me say this. What if RJ Barrett had played with a Hall of Fame point guard his entire career?
Oh my God.
Would RJ Barrett's numbers be comparable to Bradley Beal?
They would be better than Bradley Beal's.
This season coming up is the first time that Bradley Beal is going to play without a Hall of Fame point guard.
Right.
What if RJ Barrett had played 10 seasons with a Hall of Fame point guard at his disposal?
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Stop it. Stop the madness. So what you shouldn't do, you shouldn't be in the chat right now, right? Because the chat will throw you off your game. I'm telling you right now, because you right now, Sherman Clump has got you in his clutches right now. You have divulged from what the conversation is supposed to be to entertaining some nonsense right now.
Right. So yeah. And we say a lot of stuff as Knicks fans, bro. Like, hey man, John Wall was hurt a lot. John Wall wasn't dead. He wasn't dead. So what? He was hurt. He wasn't dead.
Oh my God.
John Wall, just because you in street clothes don't mean you don't have a voice.
This is true. Very, very, very much so.
So John Wall hurt Bradley Beal playing, and during the timeout, hey, J-Dub, hey, Brad, look, this is what they doing to you when you do such and such.
Right.
Just because you in street clothes don't mean you don't have an impact, bro.
You still contributing.
The coaches wear street clothes.
You still contributing. I'm with you.
Man.
I'm with you. Hey, real king. If you don't know, this is the new Knicks Freestyle right here. We you don't see GI or Free Keith, but if
you squint real hard,
if you squint real hard and tilt your head slightly to the left, Freezy would look like GI, and I would look like Free Keith. And this is the Knicks Freestyle. I'm telling you, we got it going on right now. But go ahead, Freezy. I ain't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, brother.
No, what I'm saying is I ain't trying to fuss and start no argument with the chat. What I'm saying is I'm just asking people to be reasonable and consider certain things. See, you could either listen to what I'm saying and take it with a grain of salt, or buy all and go all into Mark Berman.
You got a choice.
Go all in on Stephen A. Smith and Mark Berman. They ain't gonna do this right here. They ain't gonna break down this stuff and show you stuff in a way that puts a positive spin on us. And shout out to Mark Berman too, by the way.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is just look at the things that you're given, as opposed to letting Stephen A. Smith give you his opinion and you live by it.
So that statement right there, what you just said, is very impactful, right? And I'm gonna tell you why it's so impactful, right? Because again, as I mentioned before, we have all levels of Knicks fans, right? We have the casual watcher, right? We have those that do the due diligence and can come back and negotiate or debate some of the takes that they hear on these type podcasts. And then you got those diehard Knicks fans that, regardless of what happens, they would not find fault with anybody in the organization, right?
Right.
So, but what you just said was, so let's just take, I would say in the percentage wise, I would say most Knicks fans, right, will fall into the first category. So you have people that watch basketball when the basketball game is on, when they get to see it, when they get tickets or whatever the case may be. So they're not that invested in the history of how the franchise came to be and the struggles that we've gone through. Having said that, when you take a person like an RJ Barrett, a Julius Randle, so what they tend to gravitate to those name brands without even knowing how they came to, not knowing the struggles that they have gone through to get to where they are right now. Because I'm telling you right now, if the casual Knicks fan would not be able to tell you that prior to this past season, that we wanted Julius Randle gone.
So that's another thing too that I was so when Julius Randle, so here's what happened, right? So Julius Randle had averaged 19.7 points a game and 9.5 rebounds, right? And so I was like, it's hard to average 20 and 10 in the NBA.
Yeah.
And Knicks fans were like, it's not 20 and 10. It's not 20 and 10. It's 19 and a half and 9.7. Knicks fan, stop being ridiculous. If you hate Randall, say you hate Randall. But don't try to rewrite how we calculate numbers. You trying to rewrite how we calculate numbers because you hate Julius Randle so bad?
They want to rewrite.
It's not 20 and 10, Uncle Freezy. It's not 20 and 10. Man, calm down. If you hate Randle, say you hate Randle. Say you dislike his game.
Say what it is.
But don't try to say the numbers that we've been using for 3 millennia is incorrect.
Yeah.
The number system we've been using 3,000 years is wrong because you hate Randle. Come on, man. We got to get out of this thing now. Come on, man. Round up, man. That dude, it's hard to average 20 and 10 in the NBA. People are saying they were empty stats. Julius Randle's empty stats came on a team where he was passing the ball to Mo Harkless, Reggie Bullock, Elfrid Paytons. Who else was here? DeAndre Jordan, Spencer Robinsons, Wesley Matthews.
Stop it.
Was here for like 4 games.
Stop it.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Stop it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man.
Stop it.
Come on, man. When Jordan won the scoring title in his second season, wasn't nobody like, oh, well, the only reason why he scored all those points is because he had elite level scorers and all that stuff. When Jordan won the scoring title his second year in the league, and he was playing with Brad Sellers.
Freezy.
Y'all wasn't like he was Brad Sellers as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Freezy. Don't nobody want to.
Why don't y'all say Jordan put up empty stats when his teams were trash?
No, they don't want to talk about that. But
our guy put up empty stats on a team that's garbage in people's mind, and it's all of a sudden Julius Randle is trash, but the entire roster is not trash. Come on.
So what you're doing right now, and I'm not gonna like to do this, right? What you're doing right now is you're attempting to make sense. I'm not gonna allow you to do that because that's not what people want. They don't want to hear sense. They don't want to hear things that you could literally say. You know, when I tell a fan that 1 + 1 = 2, they don't want to hear that. What they want is that new math that I'm not privy to, and I can't begin to explain that to you. But in my mind, 1 + 1 is 2 all day long. So right. I would say this to Knicks fans, right? And again, there are different levels of Knicks fans, right? I'm not categorizing anybody, but I understand there are levels to this. What I will ask Knicks fans is this: do your research, right? I understand we have a picture in our mind of what we want this organization to be. We are having a picture in our mind of how we want the roster that we have right now to perform. I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%, right? But at the same time, I'm a realist, right? So when you start talking about, I just spent a whole 30 minutes listening to a show of people debating about Kemba Walker and Kyrie Irving.
Right.
I'm scratching my head like, okay, so I'm not even going to get into that debate, right? But at the same time, understand who's on the roster, understand where they came from, and understand what it is that we perceive the season to look like. Because we don't know what Tibbs going to do right now. We think we know, right? Because in my mind, I believe that the starting five is laid out accordingly, and Tibbs is going to stick with a 10-man rotation because the second unit is solidified in my mind, right? Okay. I could be wrong. Okay. I could be dead wrong. And you know, and we have the right to be wrong. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds crazy, but we have the right to be wrong. We take information and break it down, right? We take information and we break it down, and you know, we formulate the best narrative, so to speak, that we can, the best conversations we can based on what it is that we see. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the thing with Obi Toppin is this. We hold certain guys in such high esteem that our memory and emotion says that no guy can be better than this guy.
Right.
And I'll use an example. I saw a young Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. So a young Michael Jordan, 22, 23-year-old. I was like, this cat will never be better than the Iceman, George Gervin. He'll never be better than Dr. J.
Right.
I saw Dr. J play. I knew Dr. J impact on the game.
Yep.
Right. So I was like, man, this kid Jordan, he'll never be better than Dr. J.
Not that guy. Yeah.
We used to hold Dr. J in such high esteem, man. Dr. J, man, there was an era. And I'm not going to go old school Knicks right here, y'all. I'm not. I'm just using this as a point of reference. But there was an era in my life where the stars in sports, our heroes, were Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Dr. J.
Facts. That's fact. That's
Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Dr. J were our heroes.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
And so this kid, Michael Jordan, come along, and there's all this hype and all this buzz and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I like him, but he'll never be Dr. J.
Yeah.
And 1,000 years later, guess what?
He is.
The dude is better than Dr. J.
That's right. He is that guy. He is what basketball is compared to. And in any fact or simile of it, whenever you talk about a player, a basketball player, then you equate him to a Michael Jordan.
Right.
The whole thing with LeBron James is, oh, will LeBron ever be as good as Mike? So now we talk the GOAT conversation and all this, that, and the third. So,
right.
he came in and he, to your point, back in our era, when I watched the fish that say Pittsburgh, I was like, oh my God, that's my guy. Julius Erving is my guy.
Yeah, and he was classy too, boy.
Man, stop playing.
You know what I'm saying? He was. Oh yeah, he was. And so, what I'm getting at is when we look at guys and we emotionally hold them to a certain threshold, a standard, we're like, there'll never be another Sean Kemp. Guess what? Yes, there will. There will be another Sean Kemp.
There will be. Yeah.
There will be another Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
There will be another Sean Kemp. There will be another Obi Toppin. There will be another John Collins.
Facts.
Right? All these guys that we say, I think John Collins may be putting up similar numbers to Sean Kemp, right? But with less hype.
Yeah. Quiet numbers.
Right.
Quiet numbers.
Let me pull this kid's stuff up. I'm gonna just pull it up because if John Collins has a double-digit rebounding, okay, so John Collins has one double-digit rebounding season where he averaged 22 and 10. John Collins averaged 2 years ago, 22 and 10. And in the year that they had a coaching change, he averaged 17 and 7. The year before the 22 and 10 season, he averaged 19 and a half and 9.8. But you know what Knicks fans will say? That's not 20 and 10, Uncle Freezy. So for the record, John Collins has 2 20 and 10 seasons.
No doubt.
Right. So the thing is we say, and the reason why I brought up John Collins is because John Collins is a lob threat just like Sean Kemp.
Yes, facts.
And high volume rebounder and scorer like Sean Kemp.
That's
right. And so what I'm saying to NBA fans and Knicks fans is if John Collins
Did Freezy just freeze?
Yeah, it's thunder. Okay. It's storming real bad here, man.
Okay.
It's storming real bad here. So my internet may go out, but if so, I'll jump in on my phone.
I got you.
But what I'm saying is this: how can we say who John Collins in his rookie year averaged 10 points and 10 points and 7 rebounds, right? 10 and 7, right? You know what the thing is with John Collins though?
What's that?
He had a point guard in Trae Young. Sean Kemp got a point guard and turned into Rain Man, right?
With a Gary Payton?
John Collins came into the NBA with a Trae Young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obi Toppin, with all this talent, his point guard was Elfrid Payton.
Stop making sense, Freezy.
And we saying that Obi can't take that next step. I'm telling you, with 2 Hall of Fame point guards, Kemba Walker, and I don't know why I'm looking at the thing over here. I don't know. I should be looking at the camera. Hey, world. I guess that's a hitch in my giddy up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing because I'm sitting over looking at this screen over here because that's where the chat is. So I'm looking over here reading the chat. Right. But yeah, I agree 110%. So the I guess the thing that is comparative to each one of the things that you talked about was having that key at the point guard position, and how effective your point guard is to making your team better.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when you talk about and don't get it twisted, Knicks fans, right? I believe in holding people accountable when they're not producing to the level that we think they're supposed to produce at, right?
Right.
But at the same time, if you driving a 1974, 74, they didn't make Pacers in 74. Let's say a 1968 Pacer, right? And you take that to the drag strip, and you're running against a top fuel funny car, and you have done nothing to your 1968 Pacer.
It's stopped.
It's stopped. It's stopped.
Yeah.
So how do you think that you're going to go out there and compete with a top fuel funny car?
Fine tune.
That's
their job. That's their job too, by the way. They ain't weekend warriors. That's their job. They do that every day.
Every day. When they wake
got
up,
engineers working with them.
Boy, look, when they wake up in the morning, they're talking about, I'm calling free. Hey, Freezy, check this out. I think that if we can trim this camshaft down, we can knock off, like 0.5 or 6 seconds of our time.
That's a lot too, buddy. That's a lot.
That's a lot. But if you know anything about racing, that's a whole lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot in the quarter. That's a lot.
Boy, stop. But I'm bringing my 1968 Pacer out. That's stock. That's, by the way, is burnt orange. You know what I'm saying? So when I roll it out on the line and I'm rolling up against this top fuel dragster, then who expects for me to be taken serious? Right? So I say all that to say this, Knicks fans. I need for everyone to kind of pump the brakes. Take a moment to just kind of watch what these guys are doing. And then we figure out where we need to make adjustments at. Because I'm telling you right now, in my mind, I think what I'm watching this year, to be honest with you, is I'm watching the coaching staff. I'm watching the way that the coaching staff utilizes the personnel that's on his roster. Now, understand that there are conversations about Kemba Walker's knees and this, that, and the third. Derek Rose's health, this, that, and the third. I get it. I got all that, right? So me being a fan, knowing this, I have to believe in my heart of hearts that the coaching staff also understands what I'm telling you right now. I don't have to go into the locker room and tell Tom Thibodeau or his coaching staff how he should manage these players.
Right.
So, in saying all that, if we're not able to utilize the players, the players that we have on the roster right now in the most effective way, I know where to point the finger at. It's not going to be at the players. I'm telling you right now. The people I'm watching right now, because these guys that we have on the roster are solidified NBA players, right? They didn't just get drafted yesterday. They have been playing in the NBA for some time now. So they know how to get down with what they got going on. So if what you have on the roster right now, if you can't manage that in an effective way, then guess whose head I'm coming for? Guess.
Right, no doubt.
I already said I've been on record for saying that Tibbs is on the clock right now. I'm telling you, Knicks fans, and you may not want to hear this, but sometimes, you need that tough love. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need that. And I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear. The New York Knicks will win a championship, and when we do, Tom Thibodeau will not be the head coach. I'm sorry. What Tibbs is here for is to build a foundation. And we're on the way to getting that done. I'm telling you, I believe we're on the way to getting that done. But he won't be the head coach when we win the championship. He's not. That's not what he's here for. It's not what he's here for. Right. If you look at the scheme of basketball that we played last year compared to the rest of the NBA,
right?
Let that sink in for 2 seconds.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. All right.
But I'm sorry. What was the next topic, Freeze? Because I know we coming up on the clock.
Yeah, man. I don't know how they do it in 90 minutes, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they do it in 90 minutes because we asked about, and see, we didn't even get a chance to get into all the young players about how Mitchell Robinson is gone. Oh, Mitch is gone, bro.
Yeah,
Mitch is gone.
Yeah, he auditioning for his next team this season. That's what this season will be about. Audition.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the other topic that I want to throw a curveball at you, and this is in homage to Cornerstone Kev. Cornerstone Kev, if you're watching, you can't have duality when it comes to your favorite team?
Look, if Cornerstone Kev is watching, here you go, Kev.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Cornerstone Kev, you can't be a Mavericks fan and a Knicks fan.
Oh my goodness.
So you can't be so
Oh my God.
so Cornerstone Kev, if Frank Ntilikina signs with the Dallas Mavericks, like the rumors suggest, will you be pulling for Frank Ntilikina? Right? And when the Mavericks come to the Garden,
ooh, who you rooting for?
who are you rooting for?
And I will make a look, Freezy. I will make a special trip to the Garden just for that game. Just so I can antagonize Kev.
Right. And so the reason why I bring that up, and this is for Cornerstone Kev, who I know watches the joints, right?
Right.
Kev, when the Mavericks come to the Garden, they're gonna be having a bunch of former Knicks. They're gonna be having dudes like Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., Kristaps Porzingis, Frank Ntilikina.
Ooh.
And it's gonna be tugging at your heartstring, like,
ooh.
Who am I really rooting for? Right? So what do you think about Frank getting another shot in the NBA?
So I have the same take I have on Frank is the same take I have on Kevin Knox, right? I would have preferred these guys to have left this organization early on and pursue their career on another team, because I think it has a lot to do with it takes us a long time to get a legit coaching staff that can actually develop young talent. But at the same time, it also tells me that these guys are more concerned about keeping their job than to give young guys a burn. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand the fact that Quickly got some playing time,
Right.
Obi got some playing time, but at the same time, these are guys after their first year comes in, they get burned. But you got a Frank and a Knox sitting on the bench collecting dust. You know what I'm saying? What are you waiting? What are you waiting for right now?
Oh, the coolest also said Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock is also a Dallas Maverick.
Yeah, Bullock.
So it's like 5 former Knicks on the Mavericks. Look, the Dallas Mav Knicks.
Yeah, there you go. The Mav Knicks. That's gonna be a thing. I'm telling you that there's shirts to be made for that right there. But I would much have rather seen these guys get traded away early on so they can go get the burn. With Frank, it seems that whenever we get rid of a player, they go someplace else and they flourish. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's a scheme. I don't know if it's a personnel. I don't know if it's about people giving them the option to to get that burn in or whatever the case may be. But when they leave here,
right,
they go someplace else and they flourish.
Right.
And every time we go to play them, they kill us. Every time.
Kill us. Yep.
So we'll see what happens, man. I'm just saying
with Frank, right?
With Frank. Well, I'm just saying I wish him well. I hope that he's found a place that he can flourish, and that he has a good career moving forward, just not against the Knicks.
Right. Hey man, and so I feel what you're saying, right? My deal is with Frank is c'est la vie. That's French for good riddance.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, no disrespect to Frank, but I want to win, bro.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win, right? I want to win.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't care about and so the thing is, as a Knicks fan, when the Knicks were winning championships, I was too little. Those are not my championships. Those are my uncle's championships.
Facts. Facts.
Right? I was too little. I was a shorty. I was like the baby in the room.
I'm with you.
Right?
Go sit down for grown folks talking.
Yeah. I didn't even know what I was looking at. But since then, the Knicks have not won a championship.
Nope, not even close.
Right? Anthony D, what's good? Salute, AD. Salute.
AD, what's good?
But since then, the Knicks have not won championships, bro. And so I want to win a championship. I want to know what it feels like to watch a Knicks player lift a current Knicks player lift the Larry O'Brien trophy.
I'm with you.
I want to be at the parade in the city.
Stop playing.
I want to go through the journey of entering the playoffs and beating teams. The journey. I want to go through the journey and win a championship, man.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? I get tired of the lottery. I get tired of every year we like, well, such and such is coming out of Duke. He is 6'8". I don't want to have them talks no more.
I'm with you. That's right. Why I'm laughing. Yeah, because you're right. You 100% correct.
Right. And I'm tired of that, man. At least my Mets give me hope. So because my Mets occasionally will get hot and make the World Series, and even whether they win or lose, I'm there for the journey. Right.
So I was with you till you said Mets, because I'm a Yankees fan, right?
You understand my plight, though. because the Yankees haven't won the World Series in a very long time.
In a minute. It's been a minute. I'm with you. 100%.
Yeah. And so the Yankees are in the same boat as Mets fans.
Yeah.
Except on different timeline. Our timeline is stretched. Their timeline is compact.
Yeah.
But the pain is still the same.
It all remains the same.
Right. Because if the Mets, like for instance, if the Yankees go 5 years without a World Series, the sky is falling in the Bronx.
Oh yeah. Yes.
If the Mets go 30 years without winning a World Series, the sky is falling in Queens.
That's right. You're right.
The pain is the same, but the timelines are different.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And so the thing is with the Knicks, man, it's about time for us to win a champion. It's not in my mind. It's not fair. G man, it's not fair, right? It's not fair to me that small market teams win championships all the time, and a big market team like the Knicks can't win a championship.
So Freezy, I would tell you this, brother, and this is what I had to sit down and I had to have a come to Jesus with myself, right? And because especially when Milwaukee won the chip this past season,
a small market team.
Yes, I'm like, we got all this potential, and we sit here
all
doing
X,
yeah. Wow, why? But then I looked at it from this standpoint, right? When you're a small market team, everybody expects for you to fail, and that brings people closer together faster, right? Everyone gets on the same sheet of music faster. That means from the front office to the head coaching staff to the players that's on your team. Everyone has to buy in. Now, what people don't talk about is it took 8 years that Giannis Antetokounmpo was on this team. Him and what's my man's name?
Chris
Middleton. They were on the team for 8 years. So you're saying I have to have in my heart of hearts that Freezy hires me for a job, and he says, okay, this is the plan, right? We're not going to succeed right away. The first year, we're going to struggle. Year 2, we're going to struggle. Year 3, we may see a little bit of success, but we're still struggling. We're not going to be able to see, where we ebb and flow is probably into year 4 to 5. And then we'll start to see the incline of what we're trying to build here. So what I need for you to do, I need for you to, if you have the faith and the stamina to stand pat and endure what we're going through, there are great things to come. Everybody is not willing to hear that speech, Freezy. They'd be like, okay, I'm here the first 2 years. Hey, when you hired me, you said this. This year too. I haven't seen no change yet. So I'm putting my resume out here on the market, and I'm trying to go get me another job. Hence, hey, I'm a free agent now. I'm out here. Somebody holler at me and let me know what we're doing. So now we out here doing whatever it is that we're doing. But I believe right now that with what I've seen over the past season and a half, if we continue continue with this trajectory that we're on right now, a chip is coming. A chip is on the horizon in the next 3 to 4 years.
I can't wait that long, though, bro.
But I feel you, Freezy. But you're gonna have to. You have to, because if you say if you expect for a chip to come any sooner than that, you're setting yourself up for failure and frustration on a daily basis. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, 3 to 4 years from now. That's what we're looking at. 3 to 4 years from now. Today.
I feel you, but people have been telling me that for 20 years.
I understand, and I've been hearing the same thing, but I truly believe in my heart of hearts. Freeze, I'm telling you right now, I believe in my heart of hearts. 3 to 4 years from now, if we continue doing what we're doing right now, we're moving in the right direction. We're building in the right way. We're not making any ridiculous or erratic moves. And things we're building upon a foundation. Last year was the building blocks. Now, since we've laid the foundation, now we're building upon that foundation. And if we continue to build in that way, I truly believe that, people are going to be talking about the Knicks for some time to come now. I'm telling you.
I feel you. I respect that. Right. I respect that.
I'm an optimist too, Freezy. Did I say that?
But I'm gonna say this too. I just want to clear up my point with the Yankees.
Yes, sir.
So the Yankees, if Brett Boone, I think Brett Boone is fired after this season.
I agree, 100%. Gone.
Because the Yankees fans are not patient enough to wait on a guy to get it together. Because in theory, they wasted young talent at shortstop with Torres.
Yep.
At catcher.
Yep.
They wasted young talent under Brett Boone. Brett Boone could not maximize their talent.
The talent that was on the squad. I agree. Right. 100%. 100%.
And then across the city.
Ooh!
What in the world? How you get in here? How you just gonna jump in the chat? What in the world's going on, G-Man?
What?
Pulled up.
What is really going on? Hey, fans, I'm telling you right now. When you tune in, right? I know what the title on the screen says. It says Knicks Freestyle. And you're used to seeing Free Keith and G.I., right? Ghetto Intellect. But guess what? Guess what's happening tonight? It's a takeover, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you what's going on. You got my man up in the top left-hand corner, Uncle Freezy. You got my man just popped in the building. The professor, I'm gonna call him the professor. A.D. No chaser required. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you right now, this right here, if you tilt your head to the left just a little bit and squint your eyes real close, I look like Free Keith just a little bit.
After 2 more, all you need is 2 more drinks, and I look just like G.I.
For real though.
All you need is just two more shots.
Once you take your shirt and twist it up like that, it looks like a bow tie. I'm telling you right now.
Free Keith and G.I. are having marital difficulties right now. We're trying to soothe the wounds to get them back together. They're the real pod couple for real.
Right now, yeah.
Trying to soothe the wounds. But what's up? What's up, gentlemen? Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat.
Listen, brother. I'm real comfortable in this Wednesday spot, right? I'm so I've seen you. I've seen you. I'm real comfortable in this Wednesday spot at 7:30. You know what I'm saying?
You're cradled in the arm of a loser's chair. I see you. I see you. But I came on a bit late, and I heard I think G-Man was talking about how much it hurt that Milwaukee had won the championship as a small market team, and I think Freezy kind of put that out there. But here's the one thing, and I know your timeline trajectory as far as 3 to 4 years and so forth, then it's reasonable.
Okay.
It's not reasonable in my eyes.
I got you.
It's reasonable because, we're waiting so long. But here's the one thing with the Milwaukee situation. Since the moment they got Greek Freak, they have continued and tried to knock on the door.
Agree.
That's the point with what I try and tell Knicks fans. That's the point when you have a star, whether it's homegrown star or you went and got him. They kept banging on the door. They kept changing a piece here, changing a piece there, just like with Dallas and Dirk. They didn't let this guy just sit there and get frustrated. And next thing you know, you're hearing the rumors that he wants out. Because every time there was a move, they traded 3 first-round picks for Holiday Jr.
Right. Yeah.
Is anybody talking about that today?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Right? They went out and got Tucker mid-season. He's not on their team today, right? Does anybody care? You think Milwaukee cares that he's not there anymore?
No, I don't care.
No.
My point is that sometimes whoever we identify is going to be that 1A star and the co-star, it's you don't take time off. You keep knocking on the door. You keep changing the pieces if necessary, because that's just how you're gonna have. That's how you win.
I agree.
You don't get frustrated with. Management could have got frustrated with Greek Freak and said, "Oh, he's never gonna get a jump shot."
Right.
Right.
Right. He's never gonna get a jump shot. But as fans, from looking from in, does Greek Freak look like he ever takes an off season off?
No.
Relentless.
Yeah.
You think he cares that Kevin Durant's feet were too big?
No.
You think he's giving back his championship ring?
You don't care.
You don't care?
You don't care. You don't
care. I showed up and my elimination game, you're gonna put that in the annals of the top 5 whatever
of all
games
time.
Of all time.
Yeah. That's
a man scored 50 points.
50
points and everything else, and there's not a moment in that game that you thought Phoenix is gonna win.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. 100. That's 100% accurate. 100%.
And they just kept on, just kept on building. So just to that, as Nick's point, I don't know who our star is gonna be. But once we get him, or once he's identified himself, whatever, it's to keep pressing forward and keep trying at it. That's it.
I agree 100%. And you said something that was very impactful just now, which is we don't know who that star is going to be, but when that star emerges and to be that guy, and the team starts to build around him and starts to solidify and prop him up, then that's when we know that we're on that our trajectory is going up. And I don't know if that's going to be a Randall. I don't know if Randall will be here then. But in my mind right now, I'm telling you the way my mind works, right? So I think 2 or 3 years down the road. So in my 2 or 3 years down the road, what I see is that dude that's down there in New Orleans, in New Orleans right now, I see him becoming the New York Knicks. I see that coming. And I think that once that happens, that's when we legit are on that trajectory for that championship. Legit. I don't know what the surrounding pieces are going to be, but there is something in my soul that tells me that Zion Williamson will become a New York Knick.
G-Man, they say that's my cousin. they say that's my cousin, but I ain't never met him. I'll be honest with you. I ain't never met him before.
It's possible, but I would say this to Zion. You've got to be serious about your conditioning, brother.
Yes. Facts. That's a good point, AD. That's a great point.
You got to be serious about your conditioning. You have natural gifts. You can literally tear a shoe apart.
Yeah, and did that. Did that.
And he did that. I can only imagine what his dinner table looked like. He probably got 4 birds, half a beef, fish. Fish for lunch. I mean, fish for dessert. 30 biscuits. McDonald's in the morning.
Every time, AD, every time you on the screen, my side hurt, brother. You be,
but it's the truth. It's that the one thing, and we've gone, me and Freezy and stuff, we've gone back and forth with Julius Randle, but the one thing that you can never say about Randle is that Randle takes his conditioning to the very top of this league.
Yeah.
Facts. That's a fact.
Yeah, no lie. No,
and that's the only way that young man is gonna make it. You got to get in better condition.
But
you think you're in great condition, but you're not.
But I'll say this: Julius Randle was not always that way. Julius Randle's first 2 seasons in the league,
okay,
he didn't look like what Julius Randle looks like right now.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
You
gotta kind of get you something. So you gotta learn the league and stuff first.
Maturation.
And then because Julius Randle didn't get ripped until his 3rd year with the Lakers.
Right.
When Kobe and them was on him about getting in shape and playing center. That is when Julius Randle came back with the abs and 6-pack and all that stuff. And there's some pictures on social media where you see Julius Randle before and after. You know what I'm saying? You like before, he looked like he in great shape before, but then you look at the after picture, you're like, he's in great shape right now.
He's on something different. He's on phenomenal shape now. But that's the dedication that you need. That's one of the reasons why I've always soured on Joel Embiid.
Right.
Same thing.
Makes sense.
He could have you a tremendous game, 45 points, 20 rebounds, hit 5 threes, start doing plane rides around. Then after the game, you hear, he tweaked the knee a little bit, and he's not gonna play tomorrow.
This dude got 10 Shirley Temples from room service.
Yeah. And you come back the next day and you got 6 points.
Yeah, that's my frustration. And that was my frustration with Pat Ewing. And so I looked at Patrick Ewing, and Patrick Ewing was in shape, but he did not look like David Robinson.
No.
Different body structure. Totally different.
Yeah,
totally
and so they were listed at about the same size, 7 foot, 7'1". Pat was at 250, David Robinson at 240. Right? And you're like, for a 10-pound difference shouldn't make Pat Ewing look like he 40 pounds heavier. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Pat wasn't in shape. What I'm saying is David Robinson
was in shape.
Took nutrition serious.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
same thing with Melo.
Right. Melo and LeBron. And LeBron. Wait, look, their measurements 6'8". I think they had them 6'8", 240 or something like that, or something. LeBron might be 250. But how does LeBron be 6'8", 250 and look like he's smaller than Melo at 240?
And to Melo's a natural big body, but
yes,
you could see, like his, he may work on his shot, he may work on his individual game and whatever, but it's that next step. When I've seen some of these guys, some of their workouts that they're doing in the water and the swimming and the this and the that, it's like 2-3 sessions per day.
Yeah, they're serious about their
what they got serious about it. Like serious about what they eat. Serious about if they're gonna go out at night and make it rain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's important too. Did you see the workout tape with Melo and Randle?
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think Melo missed a shot.
He didn't. That's scary. That's so scary to me, AD. I'm like, this dude right here is. I think he's realizing his immortality right now. I think that's what's going on at present. So he knows that, you know, I see, you know, the line in the sand. I'm fast approaching it. So whatever I need to do now. I need to be serious about what I'm doing now. And then, you know, whatever's going to be is going to be. But I would be able to tell, you know, my fans and what we got going on that I'm serious about my craft. I'm dedicated to my craft, and I'm gonna be that dude.
And those NBA checks are very nice.
They are. You know, I have never heard of anybody, you know, calling the front office saying, I'm gonna send you this check back because I didn't perform well. I've never heard that happen. I'm just saying.
See, those checks are, because remember, he was out the league for almost 3 seasons?
Yeah, at least 3, almost 4. Yeah, 3, 4. Yeah, yep.
You know, he had to, you know, at one point I saw him on ESPN doing exclusive interviews with, you know, with their reporters there, and, you know, got people, you know, begging for a job for him. You know, why is he out the league? Why, you know, this, that, and the third? Because, you know, and this is a lesson for younger people. When you're only going to be young once.
That's it.
But be careful. One time, be careful on who you rub the wrong way.
Boy, say that again. Because
when you are on the fringe and you are outside looking in, and you want to be in so bad that you would take a 10-day contract.
Boy, look, stop playing right now, AD. Stop playing.
Right? You would take a 10-day contract, right? You telling the wife we can't go on vacation because I got to stay close to the phone because I got to get ready.
I got to be ready.
I got to be ready.
Yeah.
Right.
Look,
and you a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. You a first ballot Hall of Famer. But just like that, it can be over.
Things can change. Yeah. Things can change. Freaky, you got AD up in here dropping verbs and nouns, brother. I'm trying to.
It's the takeover. It's the Blorange Tears family takeover.
It was one thing when Freezy and G-Man was up here. Now you got AD, the Nostradamus of the group up in here.
I always wanted to be on the freestyle because these guys on the freestyle, they really freestyle and they really have a good time and stuff. So it's all Blorange Tears family, but it's. You know, we see these guys, you know, Allen Iverson at the end of his career.
Yeah.
And it was over.
Yeah. That's fact.
And that's it. Yeah. And Allen Iverson, man, at his I saw Allen Iverson. I saw Allen Iverson in his prime, stood next to him. Yeah. He thought I was a bodyguard. I was like, I ain't no bodyguard. You don't talk to me like that. Just because you got money, you think you can talk to people any kind of way? You know what I'm saying? You trying to play. Yo, man, you.
Did you look like a bodyguard though? For real? Real talk? Did you look like a bodyguard? Did you look like was your appearance as such that you could have been misconstrued as being someone's bodyguard?
Freezy 6'5", 6'6".
I'm tall.
And can you imagine tall? Can you imagine him at that point looking like he could wall off a whole side by himself?
Yeah. Like, AD, I am legit on my best day, 5'8". I weigh probably about on a good day 175, 185 pounds. So when I have Freezy in front of me, moving the crowd so I can get through. So what does that make you, Freezy?
Allen Iverson, stop playing with me. And I saw so Allen Iverson is not 6 foot, and when I saw him, he didn't look 165 either.
Wow.
If he was 6 foot 165, I was 6 foot 165. Right. But those later years, like the Detroit Pistons years, hey, I look like he was about 180 something. 180 something, bro.
Yeah. To me, in basketball terms, that his position, that's out of shape.
Yeah, especially when you play at your peak.
Yeah,
you're one size, and then as you get older, you know, it's those league nights.
Look at Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Right? You ever think Vince Carter was going to play 22 years?
Yeah,
21 years or whatever.
Nobody thought that. No.
Because at some point in time, you know, when he's no longer Air Canada anymore, and he's just, you know, let me stay in shape and let me let me gravitate to mentorship.
Yes.
Organizations look at that.
Yes. Yeah.
They look at that. Is this guy a problem?
Right.
This guy gonna be a problem.
Right.
You know, you could be a problem when your vertical is 52 inches.
Yeah.
You can't be a problem when you 40-something years old and still trying to hang on.
No.
Because people they're not gonna stand for that at all.
You want the whole organization down to the smallest secretary to be like, oh, he's so nice.
Yeah. You buying Christmas presents for the admin staff. You know what I'm saying?
You want the Herb Williams job.
Yeah.
You're right.
And Herb Williams is a saint in my eyes, bro. Herb Williams Herb Williams deserved a lifetime contract with no paperwork. Right? For the Knicks, because of what he did, because of what he was to the organization. And I know some people are like, well, you know, he ain't really did nothing. Now what it is he did everything, but did it so well it went unnoticed.
Yeah, go Google it.
And that's what you want. It's like me and AD and G-Man, right? I let the talent dominate the screen because that's what they good at, and I'll do all the stuff behind it. I do the stuff behind the scenes. I'll let AD like listen. Me and AD have a good thing. When old school Knicks come on Sundays at 2:00, AD drive the conversation, and I just do the background and compliment, bro.
And he stayed trying to go for 1 hour, and at the end everything's so AD. I thought we was only gonna do 1 hour, but when we start talking, you know, there we go into 2 hours. We in 2+.
That's the conversation, man. Conversation it takes you over all the time.
Yeah, man, and it's just because
everybody can't be somebody got to be Tito.
Yeah, and you know what? I can be Tito. I ain't even worried about that part because at the end of the day, the girls is screaming. Everybody ain't gonna be able to get Mike. Come here, girl.
Everybody ain't gonna be able to get Mike.
Yeah, so yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna be able to get Mike.
Yeah.
And you know, at that time, Mike ain't one of them girls. Mike want milk and he want milk and cookies. Chimpanzee. Right? He looking around like, so what? But you got Jermaine over here. You got Big Brothers Jackie and Tito.
Yeah.
And you got Joe somewhere in the background, you know, orchestrating the rest of this.
Randy mad like he done ate a box of lemon heads.
Y'all
man, Randy sour his job.
Listen.
Yeah.
For real.
Y'all remember Randy used to be the lead singer, right?
Yeah. But
and Mike took his job. I don't think but you know.
Yeah. It is. Man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you know what I'm saying? You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us tonight. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for giving us that patronage. I need you to do two things for me real quick, right? So if you like the content, obviously you like the content because you're here. I need you to go ahead and smash that like button in my man Freezy's voice. This is my Uncle Freezy's voice, right? I need you to beat that like button up. Just beat it up like ain't nobody's business. Just
if
beat
you see a like button, beat it
up. If you see it, beat it up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. But once you do that, I also need for you to go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so that you're aware when Knicks Freestyle is on and popping, right? So if they have an impromptu pop-up or whatever the case may be, you don't want to miss that. Go ahead and get that in. Now, having said all that, that's my PR move for, you know, the show that I'm repping right now. And again, as I sit back in my plush recliner here on Knicks Freestyle and enjoying what's going on.
Getting comfortable.
I'm real comfortable right there, Freezy.
Let me ask a question.
Yes, sir.
Let me throw something to the left real quick. I don't know if you guys touched on it before I got on, but what training camp matchups are you guys looking forward to hear the scuttlebutt from?
I think for me, but before I answer your question, you know, when you get old, after you pass 50 plus, you got to get that thought out your mind before it slip away, right? So before I get to your question, I'm gonna circle right back around to you real quick.
Yes.
But before I get to that, let me get to this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, children of all ages, tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, the hit YouTube show, The Pod Couple, will be on. I want you to come through and check out me and my boy Cornerstone Cav. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be chopping it up just like we're doing right here, right now. Yeah, you don't want to miss that. Now, back to my man AD's question.
And Kev will have on a new shirt. You know,
Look, Cornerstone always got a new shirt on.
He doing good these days, boy. So somebody pressing the collar and everything, boy.
Yeah, I saw that. Them collars be crispy, boy.
What? That boy was crispy today, boy. I was like, what?
And you know, after the show, I had to call him. Right, he didn't want to answer the phone. I had to call him. I did because I like, look, Kev, come on, really, for real. I told him that when I saw him on the screen, he looked like he was in the police department's interrogation room. I was like, I'm glad that you wasted your one phone call on us. I appreciate that. That's love, brother. You know what I'm saying? That one phone call you got, and you want to come to the morning drive. I'm with you. Hey, salute, my brother.
Absolutely.
But I think to your question, I believe that Deuce is going to be giving Rose and Kimber.
Oh, you read my mind.
I'm just saying. I believe that's what's going on because Deuce is going to want burn. I don't care what anybody says, and it's going to be up to the coaching staff to figure out how to get that young man in the game. Because I believe that during this offseason or during training camp, he's going to make it impossible for Tom Thibodeau to say that I'm not really concerned about what you're doing or trying to get you some playing time. That's one matchup. That's one. The second matchup is going to be. I believe that my man Sims is going to he's going to want to solidify his way up out of the G League. I believe he's going to go to the G League. I believe that's where he will end up, but I don't think he's going to stay there long. And I'm going to tell you why. Two reasons. One reason is I believe that Mitchell Robinson's year this year, to Freezy's point, and Freezy said this often, right? I believe that Mitchell Robinson is auditioning for his next contract away from the New York Knicks this year. So I don't believe that Nerlens Noel is the answer long-term for the New York Knicks at the 5 position. So I therefore believe that Jericho Sims is going to be that guy. He has too much athleticism, and we just have to get him that NBA know-how, right? So he has the tools. We just got to get him the knowledge. And once he gets that knowledge, he's going to be that guy that's going to catapult us to the next level. That's my belief.
Boy.
All right, Freezy.
McBride and Rose, McBride and Kemba. I think this kid McBride's defense is elite, and when you play with two Hall of Fame point guards that are, I'm not saying past their prime, but on the decline,
right?
They go from Hall of Fame to just good.
Right.
And this kid, Miles McBride, is coming into the league as a great defender. And the only way for him is up. So he's coming in being a great defender that can become elite. And if only he had an elite defensive-minded coach to pull out his potential. Right? If Miles McBride had a defensive-minded head coach that could pull out all the things in all that smooth all the rough edges and make him become elite, then this kid could be something special defensively. Right? But here's the thing. Miles McBride is more than an elite defender. I believe he's going to be a good two-way player. Right? With the emphasis being on great defense, with the offense coming along year after year after year until he becomes something great. Now, who does that benefit? Right? That benefits Obi Toppin, period, off the rip. Right?
Yep. You're right.
And the reason why I say that is because the starters are going to be playing the starters are going to be playing together in camp so they can develop chemistry. That's what you need. You need for all of them to be playing together so they can develop chemistry.
Right.
Now, who's on the second unit? your McBrides, your Quickleys, your Roses, your Obies, your Nerlens, all those guys. They're gonna be playing together, right? Now, I think the camp battle to watch is that point guard situation. I don't believe Miles McBride is going to supplant anybody in the rotation. What I do believe, though, is that he will make a reputation, make stuff be known. Don't be surprised that when training camp starts when, next week? The 18th?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was 28.
No. Let me see.
I think it's isn't it?
No,
it's not next week.
I thought it was the 28th of September is when training camp starts.
So that's what Saturday?
Let me look
Or was that Monday? Something like that.
Let me pull up my calendar here real quick. The 28th is on a Tuesday.
Okay.
So that's an odd day. I don't know why you start training camp on a Tuesday.
because you got media day. You're gonna have media day that Monday.
Monday is media day. Right. But yeah, I thought it was the 28th is when training camp actually starts.
Okay, yeah. So it starts the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in another name here that we've talked about before, and I like the Mitch because I want to believe that Mitch is gonna finally, come to his maturation, take this seriously, grow to that position where he can be dominant, game in, game out, dominant.
Right.
So I would say Mitch is one of those battles, but I think it's the young guns, it's the young guards, and I'm throwing in Grimes in that. I think it's the young guards pushing the older guys every day.
So when you say young, I know you're talking about a Grimes and a McBride. Are you also including a Quickly in that equation?
Absolutely. Okay. I think it's a melting pot. And I'm throwing in RJ in that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
RJ in that as well. It's a good problem to have, to where you got young guys that management is saying, "Whoa, I didn't think he could be like that."
Right.
I don't know. Like let's rethink this here. Like he's showing something. Well, we thought we saw something in him, that made us, pick him. Because I think I mentioned this on a few shows before. When they picked him, I went back and looked at some of the tape on him, and especially at the NBA Combine, Grimes was killing everybody.
No doubt.
Grimes was killing everybody. Every one of the top guards, forwards, when they put him in the game, Grimes was absolutely dusting off everybody. That shot was absolutely, it looked like game two and on from the summer league.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. Yeah. But this kid, and I started watching some more of his highlights and stuff. I'm like, hold on. Whoa.
Yeah.
They have something here. And I did the same thing with McBride.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a good problem to have. Young talent that's going to push who the established people are, but not to a point of where you thinking, well, you're just going to dust these guys off and you're just going to roll them out the game. And, we starting, a la what Fizdale did with RJ a couple of years ago.
Right.
When the beginning of the season, you haven't named a point guard, and all of a sudden RJ comes out and he's a starting point guard.
Right.
Him and Trey in the backcourt.
That was the end of his coaching for me. That very first game.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. He was dead man walking for me. I'm like, look, we didn't hear nothing about you trying to play him at the one all preseason long. Like every time they asked you, it was, you kept giving, weeble wobble answers. Well, I don't know.
We trying this guy. We like such and such. We like such and such, but he was hurt. And yeah, all of that. Yeah,
all of that. Then all of a sudden, like starting lineup, the Knicks commentators were surprised. It was like, is that RJ Barrett in the start? Is he the starting point guard?
That makes no sense. No sense at all.
To where you wasn't grooming him like that. I mean, if you wanted to do it eventually, you think, well, because I see playmaking ability in RJ Barrett. Absolutely.
Right.
But if you wanted to do it, you had a step. But this is before we soured on Elfrid. This is before we soured on whoever else was there. It's like, why would you just throw him in his first game? You know, you didn't prepare this, nothing. So hopefully, you know, which I know we're not gonna do something like that. But hopefully the guys are right. Hopefully the guys are they're prepared enough and they have the confidence enough to feel like, well, I can do it, but they're bringing them along a little bit, you know, bringing them along a bit to see what they can do and not just throw them in the fire. But those are the matchups I'm really watching. The young guards, all of them together, and Mitch and Noel.
We got a ton of guards, which is again is a good problem to have, right? To your point, AD, I believe that Grimes is probably going to get legitimate time just based off of what we think we know about Kemba's knee situation or Rose's health situation, right? So you want these guys healthy in the stretch. You want that leadership and that know-how for the playoffs. So that tells me that at some point, someplace in line here, the coaching staff is going to figure out how to do that load management thing, right? For Kemba to play X amount of minutes, Rose will play X amount of minutes, or maybe, just maybe, in training camp, Deuce is going to show and prove to say, well, I could play in front of a Derrick Rose on the second squad. Maybe that happens. We don't know because we're not in the building. We don't know what's going on, right? But I think Deuce has a chip on his shoulder. First of all, because of the position that he was drafted. He felt that he should have went way above where he was drafted at. So now he feels like he has something to prove. So every day that he's in the gym, I'm expecting that extra little every day, all day, right? And that's infectious because if I'm a Grimes and I'm watching this kid get off, or I'm a Bacon and I'm watching this kid get off, I can't let this youngster outdo me. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the league. You know what? I need to show up. How can I let Uncle Freezy show me up? And I've been doing this thing for years before he even got here. Now he walks in the gym and all of a sudden people talking about, hey, I salute the OGs, the great Uncle Freezy.
Uncle Julio.
Gosh, what's good. But
you gotta love a man that call himself Julio.
For real though.
You absolutely have to love a man that called himself Julio and catch the controversy with Uncle Julio. Be having some real good takes. And
I watched the show tonight with him and
Tony Crow.
It was a good show. It was a real good show.
Knicks and
Bruises. I was dominating the chat because my fingers was working hard overtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they ran some type of simulcast, like both shows were running at the same time.
Really?
And Knicks and Bruises. I think they were running. It looked like it to me because I saw Tony Crow's joint first.
Oh wow!
And then I saw the controversy thing in the upper corner. I was like, that's interesting. But yeah. So guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get ready to go.
All right, sir.
Make the donuts.
All right, sir.
Hey, so AD, you ready for the takeover tomorrow?
I'll pull up, baby. Let me know. I'll pull up.
Yeah, we might have to do the takeover tomorrow at 6:30.
Whoa.
I'll pull up.
Let me explain something to you, Lucy. Right? There will be no takeover. I'm in full effect, and I'm sure my man Cornerstone will be too. So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Pod Couple will be on and popping. Come see your man, G-Man for Life, a.k.a. Sergeant Nick, and my man Cornerstone Kev, a.k.a. Star Child. We're going to be doing the thing. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? There will be no takeover. There will be no fillers. There will be no
AKA Starch Collar, AKA Black Oscar, AKA
Right.
AKA I'm in the back office somewhere, guys. I can't talk too loud. I can only.
Let me be real quiet. Talk
like this.
Voice.
I'm like, man, can you just get off the screen already? Like, what kind of?
And the funny thing is, if you whisper, all you have to do is turn your microphone up.
That's all. That's all you got to do. But look, that's if you have a microphone.
Well, that's if you have a microphone.
That's if you have a microphone.
That's it.
When you got stuff like this right here, right? When you got stuff like this right here, you can do things like that, right? But when you're dealing with just regular laptop type individual stuff, no.
Oh, he calling out Cornerstone Kev.
I'm just these are professional tips that helps you. Kev gonna kill me when he see this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm telling you.
Thank you, Freezy. Thank you, gentlemen, for letting me pull up. GI, Free Keith. We held down the spot tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Nice,
it's y'all spot. We can't wait to see you guys back.
I'm feeling real comfortable though, AD. I'm telling you, I'm feeling real comfortable right now.
I know this freestyling right here. Let me come in and be the marriage counselor. I'll referee it out for you guys. You know what I'm saying? We'll work it out.
AD,
you know what I mean? But
AD, can you picture this? Can you picture Free Keith and G out on the screen and G-Man just pop up and just
pop up? Pull up
like AD did, like me and like it was like one of them scenarios where me and G-Man is in the living room, and all of a sudden AD just walk in the living room. You're like, where you come from?
Where you come from?
Hey, bro.
One of those brother man from the 5th floor. All right, y'all. Yo, thanks for having me on. Knicks Freestyle was a blast. G-Man for life. Uncle Freezy, you know what it is. Knicks family for life. Love you, dudes. You know what I'm saying? Have a good night. I'm sure there'll be another show where somewhere I can catch and listen to for the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. Knicks content. Peace out, fellas.
All right, y'all. Peace, everybody.
All right.